Barbells and budgets, let's go! Lift heavy, stack cash, steal the show. Fitness, finance, real talk flow. Brad and Luca on the mic, it's time to strike. Barbells and Budgets podcast.
Alright, here we go. Welcome to Barbells and Budgets podcast. We are pretty excited for today's episode.
Yeah.
Welcome to Barbells and Budgets podcast, where we will help you build muscle, stack money, and get your life together. I'm Brett, your go-to for all things training, strength, and staying consistent in and out of the gym.
And I'm Luke. I help you out with anything with a dollar sign on it.
There we go. Okay, so,
let's see. What are we talking about today there?
we are talking about life isn't fair, and, life isn't fair, is it, Luke?
No, it's not. It's definitely not.
Lieutenant Dan? How are those legs today, Lieutenant Dan?
I hate you. My legs, folks, it was leg day today, and my legs are killing me.
Yeah, life wasn't fair for Luke today.
Literally, my wheelchair is right over here.
He's got special legs over there.
Yeah, not making fun of anybody with disabilities, but I do have a disability today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just the legs? Just the legs. Okay, we'll leave it there.
It depends on who you ask.
No, okay, so here we go. So let's go ahead and start it off. Life isn't fair. So we're gonna start off with this one. I hear this quite often. They have better genetics. Okay, so this goes for about 99 percentile of the people out there that do not have the best genetics. You know, not all of us are going to be a Michael Jordan or Muhammad Ali or Ronnie Coleman or whoever you're going to compare yourself to there. So that's the main thing. We can't go into the gym comparing ourselves to anybody. Now, you can use those people as motivation because most of those people do have a huge work ethic, but don't compare yourself to someone that just has out-of-this-world genetics, okay? That's just a God-given thing, but let it motivate you, okay?
Right on.
Other things to deal with genetics is a fast metabolism, okay? Some people are just born with a fast metabolism. That's just how it is. And most of those people with a fast metabolism, usually they're mad because they can't gain muscle as fast as somebody else that gains easy, you know?
Gotcha.
Most of the time they're complaining about that. So faster metabolism can also be built yourself. So I hear a lot of the times after my workouts, I'm usually eating something sugary, like the Nerd Clusters.
Yeah.
The other day I was eating a cupcake in the gym. That glycogen, just after your workout, that glycogen goes into your body. It fills your muscles up. So anyway, and people come to me in the gym and like, well, why do you get to eat cupcakes? Well, I've been building my metabolism for 22 years now.
Listen here, I'll tell you why you get to eat cupcakes. Cupcake.
That's right. And Luke's just like, hey, can I have one of them cupcakes?
Yeah. I'll take a cupcake.
So anyway, yeah, metabolism is something that you're just gonna have to work on, but it will come. You have to work your diet around it. You have to be in the gym consistently. Everything is consistency when it comes to that. Easier muscle gain, like I said, these people that are hard gainers, they're complaining about this. They can't gain muscle easily. Well, there's always going to be a trade-off there, okay? So genetics is a huge part of it, but don't let that be the ultimate thing that stops you from coming in the gym. Don't let that discourage you, okay?
And I think just knowing Brett's background a little bit, Brett wasn't always the biggest dude around either, right?
No, definitely not.
I mean, genetics kind of played somewhat like a motivational thing for you, right?
Sure, most definitely. Whenever I came out of high school, which is whenever I started working out, I was 135 pounds.
Soaking wet.
soaking wet, dude. And I'm 5'10", 5'11". So anyway, just couldn't gain anything, but never really tried, you know. So, but whenever I started working out, like there were people in the gym that were bigger than me, and like they motivated me. I would watch them and see what they were doing, and so yeah, let that motivate you. You know, yeah, I've also been on that side of it too, and so has Luke.
Yeah.
You know, Luke. Whenever Luke started this, he was overweight.
Yep. Absolutely.
So I mean, that wasn't too long ago, honestly.
Yeah.
So if Luke can do it,
There's hope for anybody.
Hope for anyone, right?
Yeah.
Here we go. So, guys, some people absolutely they start ahead, but that doesn't mean you stop. Okay, just keep grinding.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, in the same vein of, you know, life isn't fair from a finance standpoint. You know, you always hear, you know, well, they were born into money, or you know, they've got their family money, or you know, their better opportunities with all that, and you know that's all fine and dandy. You know, there are some people that are born into money. However, that shouldn't be your excuse not to work hard, to plan hard, to make yourself disciplined. You know, there's always going to be those things. You know, some people do get a head start financially. You know, that's just reality. That is the way it is. You know, life isn't fair financially, but staying bitter about it ain't going to make you. It isn't going to make you wealthy. So,
Sure. Yeah. There's so many steps to that to where like I myself may be better off right now than someone else, but there's someone ahead of me that's doing better than me that's sitting in this town. There's someone better than them that's sitting, I don't know. I mean, like I said last week, whenever we kind of hinted on this a little bit, like I'm not going to go out there and live a Kardashian lifestyle because I'm not there. Will I ever be there? Probably not. But you know, like I said in the fitness portion of it, like let those people be your motivation.
right.
We were watching the Kardashians at night the other night. My
Not,
wife
not,
likes.
not we. Not
Well, we were watching it together, but on at your house. But no, I was watching it with my wife, and like, I mean, dude, like, I was like, these people, like, you could look up to these people. They are not only are they billionaires, but they're still using their money to get even further, you know. But anyway, that's I don't know if that's either here nor there, but it is motivating to see people doing that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Absolutely.
So let's move on to I don't have the same time. So we're talking about busy schedules, kids, multiple jobs. Time is a thing, but we've talked about this before. You can't tell me that there's not time in your day to where you are sitting around doing nothing. There's probably times when you're watching TV where you could just get on the ground and do some push-ups or do some squats or something. I mean, even if you don't have time to hit the gym that day, there's stuff at the house you can do if you want to. You just have to have that want. You have to, you just have to have that drive to do that. Okay. So I can tie this into my own life. I mean, you guys know that I'm a personal trainer. I am a insurance salesman. I am a business owner. So I have 3 kids, a wife. We have all this stuff going on too. I know I work at a gym. That's no excuse here though. I still have to make time to schedule myself into my own schedule, you know? Right. So there's always time. You just have to make that time and value that.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Same with finance. You know, people working long hours, trying to budget while stressed. You've got to make it a priority to budget. You've got to make it a priority to follow your money. You do not want to let your money control you. You control your money. You are the one in charge. Just like you're the one in charge of your own fitness and your own strength and your own mental capacity. You know, so yeah, everybody works long hours. Everybody's doing and everybody's doing stuff, or at least they should be anyway, to get ahead and working those long hours. But busy people still build wealth, just slower and more intentionally. Okay, there's not a fast get rich quick scheme, and if you think that there is, then you're wrong. There's not. You know, that tree that you see, the beautiful tree out in your yard or in your backyard, that wasn't just grown overnight.
Right.
That took years and years and years, and there was seasons of life, and there's seasons that it went through to get to where it is today. And the same holds true with your finances.
So I'm going to come off of that. I wasn't wanting to bring this up today because I'm going to bring it up in the next episode. But I was told a long time ago that you should. Now I know Luke may not agree with this, but this was my whole deal of how to build a little bit of wealth was to have 7 forms of income. I don't know if you ever heard of that or not, but this was a self-building book that I read probably 3 or 4 years ago whenever I just started into the insurance company. Okay. So 7 forms of income. Whenever you think about that, like it is mind blowing. Yeah. When I tell people you need to have 7 forms of income, they're like, what? Like, I just have time for the job I have right now. I barely have time for that. Let me tell you something. It overwhelmed me too, because I was sitting there whenever I was reading that book, I was like, how in the world do you have 7 forms of income? How in the world would you fit that into your day? Let me tell you something. I had 2 back then, which was personal training and insurance. And now I have about 10 forms of income.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, it just comes over time. But you have to be intentional with it. Just like Luke said, you have to be intentional with finding these ways to make more money or having another job. Okay. So anyway, we're gonna move on. Unless you have something more to add.
No.
All right.
Perfect. Yeah.
Here's another one. I've failed before. We've all failed before.
Yeah, do not let that be an excuse
sure.
for you. Like,
yes.
Yeah, we've all failed.
Yes. Failure is a thing you're going to deal with every single day in the gym, every day in finances. I'll let Luke hit on that. But
yeah.
But man, like,
and you don't let it define you.
Yeah, you can't let it define you.
No.
Right.
No.
Your failed diets. Guys, that's going to happen monthly. That's going to happen once a month usually. I mean, maybe more than that.
True story. Yeah, true story.
Yes, right. So, I mean, but the thing is, you don't just stay in that spot. You don't just keep on failing on your diet. You get back on your horse and keep on going.
Yeah.
So you can't just fall off and just stay down in the mud. You know, you got to get back on and keep going. Losing motivation. We all lose motivation. We talked about this 100 times on our shows. Motivation isn't always going to be there. It's the dedication that's going to get you to where you need to be. So don't always rely on motivation ever. You've quit programs in the past. So sure, same. I've quit programs in the past before too. And find a new program. Find something that works for you. Something that you like. If it's a fast-paced workout, go with that. If it's a slower pace, go with that. But we can't just quit. Okay, we gotta just keep walking forward, okay? Yeah. Stay on the path.
If you don't like the Pinterest channel that you've got for weight
yes.
training, find a new one.
Yes,
ask Brett.
I have reached out to Instagram now. There is fine stuff on there that you can get. Yeah, you know, all kinds of interesting stuff on there. Who would have thought? So anyway, failure doesn't make you weak. Quitting every time does, okay? So watch yourselves.
And you know, in the finance world, right? I failed before. Hey, debt. That's a big one. That's a big one. Everybody, I don't care who you are. At some point in time, you have been in some stupid debt before. Right. And yes, there is good debt, okay, but there is also some really stupid bad debt, and we've all been there before. The key is just to keep marching through it and have a plan, you know, and attack it. You need to attack debt like it's trying to kill you, because it literally is. Okay.
Sure.
Financial mistakes. Hey, I've done them. I've had them. And I think I shared the biggest...
You didn't have any this weekend, did you?
No, I didn't have any. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you?
This was about you. I asked a question about you.
Okay. Yeah. So anyway, so So yeah, the financial mistakes aspect. I mean, the biggest one I ever made, and I told that on the first podcast that we had, is one day I went out to buy a gun and ended up coming home with a Corvette.
That's right. Yes.
That's dumb.
It happens.
That's dumb. Yeah, it happens. It happens to the best of us.
Happens to everybody.
Oh my word. Bad investments. Hey, bad investments. Those could be financially. They could also be personally.
Huh.
They could also be spiritually.
Uh-huh.
We like to have a lot of fun, but there is a lot of depth to these two jokers sitting here, and we've been through the trenches on all of this stuff.
Sure.
Debt, financial mistakes, bad investments, be it financially or personally with different people or exes or whatnot.
That's right.
And so, this idea is I've failed before. That doesn't mean that you can't find a good financial advisor and come out of that. It doesn't mean that you can't find somebody that you're crazy about and they're crazy about you, and you come out of that and succeed. So most people have failed before multiple times, but it's experience is expensive, but so is staying stuck. Don't stay stuck.
Yeah, don't say that's right. Don't stay stuck. I love the bad investments that you brought out there, because let me tell you something. I have let go of some people in my life.
Yeah.
There's some people out there that you just have to let go of because they are a bad investment. They're a bad investment financially, and they're a bad investment for you emotionally too. So
1,000%.
if you've got bad investments in relationships out there, whether that be boyfriend, girlfriend, just a regular friend, it may not be easy to say goodbye, but let me tell you something. Once you get rid of that bad investment, get that off your shoulders, oh man, your world is a lot lighter.
You got to take care. You got to take care of yourself.
Sure, that's right. That's right. Yeah. So the next one, the system is against me. So we kind of hit on this last week about the AI world and all the modern technologies that that we're in right now. It seems like that's booming. So we're talking. Whenever I'm talking about fitness stuff, I'm talking about there's unhealthy food that's inexpensive everywhere. There's the convenient culture of ordering food from your house that'll get delivered to you. There is all that. Guys, sometimes you just have to make a smart decision. It's you can blame it on the culture all you want, but don't blame it on the culture. It's a lot of this is just on you, okay? Yeah. Or it's on me. But you can make smart decisions whenever it comes to that. That is,
I'll just say this.
Yeah.
If these two meatheads can make smart decisions, you can too.
Sure, that's right. That is true.
Yeah, it's just facts.
Yeah, for sure.
Same thing with the finance world: inflation, cost of living, the easy debt culture. I mean, all that stuff is part of the system. But there are ways to combat inflation. If you want to know more, holler at me. The cost of living. The easy debt culture. I mean,
did you just try to get clients?
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
My gosh, man,
selfless.
Take care of yourself, I guess.
Oh no. The world absolutely though makes discipline harder now, and so you've got to combat that with surrounding yourself with good people, right?
That's right.
Whether it be good friendship, good advice, good coaching. You can acknowledge a system without becoming a victim to it. You don't become a victim. I don't like. That's one of my pet peeves. Being a victim. So just don't do it.
Sure. On that, like, I like having I've found a friend in Luke, and like I like having him on my side. He's I can shoot ideas off of him all the time. And so if you can get you a friend that you can shoot ideas off of and get some positive feedback and also some negative feedback, like you need real people in your life,
Yeah.
You really do. So anyway, we're going to move on. So guys, you can't wait for perfect conditions to change your life. Okay. I don't know if it's ever going to be perfect. I don't know if it's ever going to be perfect for you. I don't know if it's ever going to be perfect for me. So don't wait. Don't wait. You have to start now, okay? Figure something out. Whether that be just scheduling something, whether that means like doing something small at home. Just don't, we can't just sit around and wait. Because the longer we wait, the older we're getting, the more out of shape we're getting, and the older we get, the harder it is to get back, okay?
Well, you get like in that vein, like you just got to do it.
Yeah.
Like as far as the fitness,
Mhm.
or even in finance, you just got to start. You've got to like start and start to build momentum.
Mhm.
You know, like I remember the first time that I met with Brett a couple years ago, here in this very room actually that we're in, and I was just like, I just got to start.
Sure.
I gotta start. I'm gonna do it, and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And it just continues. You know. Yeah.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah, life may not be fair, but your response is still your responsibility. So we're not trying to sit here and pretend that life is fair.
No.
That's not what we're here to do,
It's
because
not.
we know that life isn't fair. It's
Right.
kicked us in the ass a few times in our lives. And so
Yeah.
I know it's kicked you a few times as well. So life isn't fair, but we've got to take ownership.
Yeah.
You know,
1,000%.
we got to get up and do something about it.
One of the things, and I wrote it down here because I think it's so profound. You don't get what you deserve in life. You get what you expect. Words and the proper mindset have power. So if you're expecting to just have just if you're expecting bad things to happen, and you're expecting, just negative stuff to happen all the time, and you're speaking that out into the atmosphere, that's going to happen.
Sure.
That's just the power of words.
Speak it in the truth, right?
Yeah, you
Speak
got
it in the
to
truth.
speak positive.
Sure.
Speak positive to others. Speak positive to yourself. Don't be negative on yourself. Speak positive. No matter how much stuff you got screwed up with yourself, I guarantee you've got some things that are positive. Speak those things, and
Right.
then they expand.
Right, guys, you've got stuff going for you. Just find those things. You
Yeah.
know what they are. Find those things. Let's move on to our favorite segment.
Lucky Luke.
Lucky Luke. Okay, Lucky Luke. Here we go. So here's my question to Luke today. What is one excuse people use about money that you have zero sympathy for?
Yeah. One that would be if I just had more money, then I'd be happier. If I just had more money, then this would happen. If I just had more money, that's such a farce. I've seen super wealthy people that had all the money in the world and had everything at their discretion be completely miserable people. And I've seen dirt poor people be completely happy. It is not a matter of money, okay? It's a matter of your heart and your attitude, and that's just the bottom line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and putting one foot in front of the other.
Yeah.
I mean,
Get up.
Yeah,
Get
up
up.
do something.
Yeah,
Right.
Be
Sure.
Be positive.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. I've met a lot of people that are just wealthy as can be, but man, they're just the most
Mhm.
negative people you've ever met in your life.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that's great. Yeah. And you could say that in the fitness world too. Like if I had more muscle, I could do this a lot easier. Well, go start then. Go start building that muscle, and then
Right.
at one point, someday somebody's gonna say, "Man, if I had as much muscle as that guy,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
gonna be you one day."
Yeah.
Make that be you. We're gonna move on to 1% better. So we've had this one before. We're just trying to bring out something to make you 1% better. Just something easy that you can do to be just a little better today. So I'm gonna, of course, mine will be fitness orientated here. So you're not going to fix it overnight. There's just no way to fix yourself, everything in your life overnight. So this is what we're gonna do. Start today by just scheduling. Just schedule a workout, okay? Just look at what your life looks like. Tomorrow's Thursdays. Look at your Thursday schedule. Be like, and make it. I got to take the kids here. I got to work here. I got to pick up the kids here. But put 30 minutes in, 20 minutes in to where you can just be you and go to the gym or be at home and do your little workout at home. Like, just schedule it though. Don't say you're going to schedule it. No, actually write it in, schedule it. That's an easy thing to do. Schedule it. It'll be there, and then that'll be put into your brain, okay?
Right on. Stop comparing your finances to people that you see online. That's my 1% for y'all. The stuff you see online, and I kind of touched on it last week with the world that we live in with the AI stuff. You know, a lot of that is just BS. A lot of it is BS. And, you know, yeah, there's people that are out there, they're influencers and all this stuff that are happy horse crap. But it's like, stop comparing yourself to that. Focus on what you need to do. Small improvements. Tracking. Hey, how much did we spend at Walmart this month? Hey, how much electricity are we using? Like, should we turn off some more lights whenever we're not in a room? You know, things that are like, come on, you can control some of this stuff. You know, how many times a month are we going to eat out this month? Hey, we're just going to eat out five times this month, and hold yourself to it. So just little things add up, right, Brett?
That's right.
Yeah.
I am that guy.
Yeah.
I am that guy that's picking the penny up off the ground. I am that guy that yells at my kids for leaving lights on in the house.
1,000%.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got the thermostat set at like what I think it needs to be at so we can save money on air conditioning, and in the winter it's set low enough that like you better have a blanket at my house during the winter time.
Put on another blanket.
That's right. So here we go. Would you rather fitness and finance edition? I love this segment. This was so fun. I like it. All right, so here we go. Oh, on this one, if you haven't seen the show before, so what we're doing is just a question of would you rather do this or that? And this is fitness and finance edition of it, okay? So here we go. Would you rather have perfect genetics or perfect discipline? You want it or you want me to take it?
You know what? You asked the question. I'm going to give you the answer.
That's what the long pause
I'm
is for.
giving you the
answer.
I'm gonna take perfect discipline, my brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I got perfect discipline, then I can figure some stuff out. I can figure out how to get better in the gym. I can figure out how to get better in my finances. I can figure out how to get better in life, spiritually, emotionally, physically, all those things. I'm taking perfect discipline all day long.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I thought I had this thing figured out until you said that.
Ah.
So coming in here, I thought it'd be nice to have perfect genetics, you know?
Yeah.
So, because if you have perfect genetics, like, you can do a lot of stuff with perfect genetics.
Sure.
You can shoot a three-pointer, like, 40%.
Yeah.
You can, like, throw a football 80 yards. Like, I think I could do a lot with that.
Yeah.
But now that you say that, like, I've been watching that documentary on the Bulls, you know?
Yeah.
That whatever it's called about Michael Jordan, you know?
Yeah.
The Last Dance.
Yeah,
You know, I've been rewatching that. So, but Michael Jordan, phenomenal. Just genetic freak, but discipline, dude.
Discipline, dude, yeah.
It was showing him like like in practice.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever they were doing like line drills or whatever, he was the first one to touch the line every single time. It was crazy.
Yeah.
You know? And where he could have like just lagged a little bit because he was Michael Jordan, no, he wanted to make the rest of his team better. So, you know, but anyway, I like the discipline now that I wish I had thought of that. So anyway, would you rather inherit money or build it yourself?
You gotta answer that one.
I'd rather inherit money.
Okay.
Dude, I have worked like a dog for 20 years. And like, if I had been given
Would
$10 million, I could have just given it to Luke.
Well, there you go. But would you have appreciated it as much?
Probably not.
Yeah.
And I thought about that too, but I
Yeah.
kept on thinking like, man, $10 million. I could build quite a little.
I could lose half of it and still appreciate the other half.
I'm glad you see my point.
Yeah.
Okay, so what'd you think?
I said build it yourself.
You are a liar.
Ah!
You are a damn liar.
I'll tell you what, folks.
All right. No, whatever.
Build-
All right. So next one. Would you rather hire a terrible personal trainer? There's lots. Or a
Did you just give yourself? He just gave himself a plug.
or a terrible financial advisor? Your turn.
Yeah. Let's see here. A terrible personal trainer or terrible financial advisor, right?
That's what I said, Luke. It's in the outline.
Oh. Okay.
All right, I'm answering it. I'm gonna let Luke think over here. God, dang, that's a big head, not no brains in it. So I'm gonna say terrible personal trainer because there are terrible personal trainers out there that I know that people are still showing up to the gym to see them. So at least they're still walking in the door to see them. At
Yeah.
least they're like getting in there and doing something.
Mm.
What that is, I don't know, but at least they're in there like making their physiques better, you know? Even if there's a personal trainer, even if they're terrible, at least it makes you show up. So that's where I am on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what you think, Luke?
I'd rather.
I just don't want to give my money to like I wouldn't want to give my money to Bart Simpson, you know, but I don't know. Anyway.
I'd rather hire a terrible personal trainer.
Okay. All right.
Because if I had a great financial advisor, and I do know one, then I could have enough money to hire a great. They would introduce me to a great personal trainer.
There you go.
Right here.
It happened.
Right here, Brad. It's great.
There we go. Plug.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. There's one more here on my outline. This is you're gonna answer this one first. So be ready.
Oh snap!
Quick.
Quick.
Would you rather have 100 wasps in your mouth or one wasp in your butt?
100 in my mouth.
Is that right?
Yeah, 1,000%. That was not on the outline. Shut up!
Thanks, Shelly. That was great. So I wouldn't have to hear you talk for like a month.
I don't want to. Yeah. I don't.
Okay. All right. In your mouth. I'm going in the butt. I'm sorry. I'm going in the butt.
Of course.
Because I don't know if I can handle my mouth being swollen for that long and not being able to talk.
Oh, this
So,
segment's really getting off the
It's
rails.
always get a little off the rails. So anyway, here we go. So let's wrap this thing up. We went over genetics.
Yep.
Let genetics be your motivation, not something that you are striving for completely. It will make you fail if you do that. Just use it as your motivation. So we talked about time. Time is going to be there for everybody. That could be everybody's excuse, okay?
Yeah.
Your failures in the past, get over the past. We got to
over
move
it.
forward.
Yeah.
Right?
Get over it. Yeah, we all fail. So what?
Sure. Right.
Get up, dust yourself off, and move forward.
Right. And be responsible, guys. You got to be responsible for yourself. You got to make things happen, okay?
One of the closing thoughts here. And
Sure.
I wrote it down because it is a quote from one of the winningest coaches of all time in NCAA basketball history, John Wooden.
Okay.
Things turn out best for the people that make the best of the way things turn out. You control that.
Sure.
You control that. No matter what comes your way, you control how things turn out. You can either see it positively, or you can see it negatively and be a victim.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you.
Yep, it's easy to take L's, guys.
Yeah.
Let's get the wins, okay? So if you enjoyed this episode, or if you didn't, follow the podcast so you don't miss the next one. It might be better than this one. I don't know.
You never know. You never know.
Share it with someone who needs to hear it. Word of mouth means everything to us. We would appreciate it so much. The tease for the next episode. So the next episode, it's going to be a fun one.
Yeah.
All right. So it's called Trading Places. So this is where me and Luke are going to switch roles for an episode. I'm going to be focusing on the finance stuff. Luke is going to be talking more fitness. Yeah, we do know share a little bit about some stuff.
Get some.
I'm going to come at you with stuff that probably Luke wouldn't. And so he's probably going to come up with stuff that I wouldn't. And we'll just reflect off of each other there. So honestly, this could either go really well or completely off the rails. So usually off the rails works well though. Okay, so we're going to step into each other's worlds. So this should get interesting fast. You're definitely not going to want to miss this one, okay?
Right on.
All right, guys, so we are wrapping this thing up. I'm wearing my Arkansas Razorback jersey today for...
Why is that, Brad?
That is because life isn't fair, guys.
Yeah.
We haven't won a basketball championship since 1994, and we haven't won a football championship since Moses parted the Red Sea and we ran through there and scored a touchdown. It's been a while, guys. So anyway, Luke, you got anything to add before we get out of here? All right.
You can't control life, but you can control your response.
I like it. All right, guys. You guys have a good week. We'll see you next week. We've enjoyed you. Thank you so much.